Winning the war against clutter in your household is difficult under any circumstances, but when you're part of a step family, there is an additional layer of complexity that can make things really challenging. So let's talk about 3 must-have tips to help you navigate step family decluttering more easily. Okay, this one might seem a little counterintuitive, but stepmoms, tackle one of your own spaces first before you do any other decluttering in the home. I know conventional wisdom would have us tackle the most public, chaotic clutter first, but when you start instead with one of your own spaces, 2 really magical things happen. First, it gives you a quick win, which is priceless when you're staring down a task as overwhelming as decluttering your entire household. So by focusing on maybe a corner of your bedroom or a home office or even a closet space, instead of, say, the entryway or a mudroom or the family room, you are in charge of what stays and what goes. You have control over the pacing and the timing of that process, which usually means you can knock it out more quickly and easily than those more common spaces where you have to invite in other people's input. And by decluttering one of your areas first, it creates a space that you can return to when you are feeling stressed out by the chaos of, decluttering the rest of the house. One of the most powerful things a stepmom can do for herself and her family, especially at the beginning, is to get serious about her self-care and creating a safe, designated space that you can return to when you just need a minute. Like a quick reset can be so helpful. And if you're looking for more tips for new stepmoms, I shared my top 10 in this video right here, so be sure to check it out. Okay, tip number 2 is to be mindful of the stuff coming into your home, not just the stuff that's already there. Again, this can be a challenge for all families, but for step families in particular, there are some invisible forces at work that can make it a bit more challenging to keep an eye on the stuff that's coming into the house. With the kids going back and forth between houses, for example, you might find that there are new items making their way into your home. Or there might be duplicate items that you find over time the kids really do need to have handy at each house. Those are some of the practical considerations, but you might also find that the stuff in your household is being influenced by emotional fallout from the breakup of your stepkids' parents' relationship. Even when no one's done anything wrong per se, parents can often have immense guilt over the change of the family structure and the impact on the kids. And whether or not they're aware of it, this can actually drive their purchasing decisions. So you might notice, for example, that your partner seems to be struggling with overbuying, or maybe the other parent is purchasing a lot of toys and games and gifts for the kids that end up coming over to your house. You might even feel it yourself, the urge to surprise the kids with extra goodies when they're at your house. This is all really normal, and for most families, just part of the adjustment period. The important thing to keep in mind is that all these different influences can start to pile up and contribute to the clutter in your home. And the solution really is to raise your own awareness of where the stuff is coming from and then get on the same page as your partner so that you can make a plan for how to deal with the influx of stuff. By the way, this video was inspired by a recent conversation I had with Deanna Yates over on her podcast, Wanna Be Clutter Free. We had a great time chatting about the unique challenges and opportunities of decluttering as a step family and the unique role that stepmoms can play in that process. So I'll be sure to link that episode below so you can listen to it. And if you're finding this helpful and you'd like more of my recommendations as a clinical psychologist and coach and a stepmom of over a decade, then be sure to check out my 2-minute quiz just for stepmoms. Answer 5 quick questions to help identify your number 1 need as a stepmom, and it'll connect you with my top resources to support you. Okay, tip number 3 is to play the long game when it comes to decluttering your home. I know it can feel so crucial to wrangle order out of chaos in your home, especially when you've already sacrificed many of the freedoms you enjoyed before you became a stepmom. But if you're like many step families, you're probably dealing with reduced custody or access to the kids. And so you really don't want to be spending all of that already limited time together managing stuff. Once you've decluttered a favorite space of your own, remember, that's number 1, I recommend sitting down with your partner and just talking out your goals for clutter in your home? What would you like to prioritize? How do you want it to feel there? And as tempting as it can be to focus in on zones and specifics, really try to lean into that feeling piece. Because back to the long game, when all is said and done, you hopefully will have many, many years with your partner. The kids won't always be there with you. And so, with everything you do, every decision you make, try to ask yourself, is this truly an immediate need, or is this something we can tackle over time? Because as long as your home is safe and healthy, a lot of those other clutter decisions really do come down to preference. So, start with your space. Talk with your partner, and then do your best to concentrate on the feeling in your home. How do we all feel when we cross that threshold and enter our home? If it's a safe, inviting place where everyone feels welcome to just be, then even if it's not perfectly picked up and pristine, it's going to be a place where you all feel at home. And after all, isn't that what we all want? See you next time.